Okay, this is Ritter with a match, Purp White Surprise. We're doing something a little different here. This is a pre-recorded match. I'm doing a little voiceover here, and hopefully it goes all right. I had recorded this match earlier and hadn't had any audio with it. My wife was sleeping, and I wasn't feeling so good. My voice was not at its peak. But I would hate to not give you the opportunity to see a video. We start off against Lockwood here. Nothing so super exciting yet. Our opener hand was very mana heavy. We drew another source. Not a problem here though. Our deck is not designed to be super fast. Sometimes we get those aggressive draws. You might have seen, or will watch in the future, some of our draws where we just go completely crazy with the Paladin and Scrivener. As you can see, the Paladin is absolutely a monster when combined with our life gain spells. We kind of lucked out also drawing our second white source so we could play right out. He's running, the Purp Gambit here. Major Socket, 3/1 Spider. The Spider's annoying. I don't want to interconflict the Spider. When the Spider dies, oh no, actually I think I do conflict the Spider. Well, there's options here. If I conflict the Spider, then I can't conflict something more threatening. I'm not really the aggressor here. I'm not trying to make him dead on turn 5. We really want to get to the mid-late game. We want our Eternal Youths to gain us all the life. We want our big interactions to come out. The interconflict would be okay if I planned on swinging for 2. I don't think that was our game plan here. You really need to know when you're the aggressor or when you're the control deck. You need to know the role of your deck. Lockwood here tells us that he's waiting on his red sources, which we know he needs because of his champ. It happens. You might have seen the video that I posted a while ago on this deck. I think it was the first game I played, and I needed 3 white sources to play Resurrection. It just never happened until like 3 turns from the end of the game. Now, this was a mistake. If you saw, he used the infusion on the Spider, but he did it after combat. He did it after damage was dealt. So he did not get the life drain off of it. Now, this really probably doesn't matter. I mean, it would have been nice for him. At this point, the thing's getting a little beastly. We don't necessarily want to take another force swing from it. We just want to buy more and more turns. So although we didn't interconflict before, we're now at 12 life. If it was a 3/1, we would be on a 4-turn clock. As a 4/1, we're on a 3-turn clock. 1 turn doesn't sound huge, but when you have 2 Eternal Youths in your hand, it is. Because the first youth is 5 life, the second youth is 10 life. If we just die before we have a chance to cast them, or we draw something vital and we think it's an absolute must-play, we don't want to get caught off guard here. So, for example, if we did not interconflict, we would have had to have held back to block. We would have taken 3 from him playing the second Spider, and whatever the damage was from the first that we wouldn't have dealt with. We drew another source, get to play the Eternal Youth, which is nice. It grows our Pally. We would like to keep our Pally alive here. We really don't have a choice in the matter. If we're presented with a lethal swing combined with some burn or whatever he happens to be playing, we really have no choice but to block. Ideally, we want to keep the Pally so that next turn he becomes a 4/4 with the Eternal Youth, and we just block and kill the Spider. It'll go back to his hand, he can replay it, but it wastes his whole turn, basically. And he's complaining that he didn't draw anything but blood sources. I'm not very sympathetic here. As you saw from our end of the board, we've drawn almost nothing but sources this whole game. We drew something like a Pally, a Haze Conversion, which does nothing in this board state, 2 Eternal Youths, and I don't know if I said Internal Conflict, but that's basically it. We have the same amount of sources. All right. Surprise, surprise, another source comes out. Our Eternal Youth brings us up to 21. Grows our pally. Now we're not afraid to get in there. We're many turns from dying. And since he was nice enough to tell us how bad his hand is, he's got, I'm guessing, 4 red cards in his hand. We want to make this game over before he gets a chance to draw those ruby sources. So we're going to start swinging in. He's going to have to make the choice of, is it worth holding back to block now? Does he want to stay aggressive and try to kill us? He says he has 5 ruby cards. I don't doubt him for a second. I mean, we're holding nothing. We're holding 2 sources ourselves. I'd rather be holding 5 uncastable cards than more sources at this point. And he's not even, I mean, this game is not over. He's not at a low life total. He has a blocker. He can recast it, drain us for 3, block again. He has a lot of play here. We swing first. We don't want him to necessarily know that we have another creature. It might influence his decision. So it's usually good practice to swing first, cast your cards in the second main phase. This is not always true. It's occasionally true. Okay. He's up to a full hand, 7 cards. He's got a whole bunch of nothing. On our side of the board, we have a whole bunch of nothing as well. You have to remember, it looks like he has a lot of cards in his hand, but we returned that spider for him, basically. He chump blocked with it and went back to his hand. So he has 6 cards. We have 1. We have 2 more sources in play than he does. We went second. He was on the play. So, I mean, it looks like we're demolishing him on cards here, but we're really not. We've also drawn an extra card with our charge power twice now. I'm not going to front. He's getting kind of unlucky with his draws, obviously, but at the same time, our draws haven't been spectacular. We drew a lot of sources. In fact, we can hard cast on turn 9 our Resurrection. We could hard cast it right now, which is what we're going to do, because this is just a silly interaction. With the Hideous Conversion out, we can sack our good Paladin post-combat for an extra mana. That brings us up to 9. Cast our Resurrection. And then bring back either of our Pallies from the yard. Untapped. With a +2/+2 bonus. And now it's on the board. I bring back the smaller one here so that next turn they're both just monsters. He has nothing to swing with regardless. If there was a way for me to kill him next turn by bringing back the other one as a 6/6, I would have obviously done so, but that wasn't an option. He's got 8 cards in his hand after his draw step because he has the spider back for a second time. He plays the Fang, which is awesome. In this case, not so awesome. The writing's on the wall here. This is probably the end of the game for him. He gave his guy another blood aura, so now it's a little bit bigger. It has life drain, which is, that's fine. You're going to see it's not really an issue here. We draw yet another little guy who, he would have been nice many turns ago, so we could have rushed out maybe our life gain. Probably not mattering. We could have blocked the spiders with this guy. Would have been nice. We're going to get in there for 4. He's not going to block. Now, not sure if this is intentional or not, but life drain works different in Hex than it does in Magic. So, in Magic, when you have a creature with life gain, with life drain, or life link, as they call it in Magic, you gain life equal to the amount of damage you deal, regardless of the power, toughness, anything else of the other guy. So if he swings with this 6/4 Mountain God, and we block with our 1/1, he's dealing 6 damage. He should gain 6 life. That's not That's not the way Hex works. You'll see right here, I'm going to block, just to prove the point, I'm going to block with the 1/1. He's only going to gain 1 life. I'm not sure if this is a feature, I'm not sure if this is a bug. Regardless, it doesn't really matter, because what I could have done, I didn't, because I wanted to show you that this works this way, but what I could have done was blocked with the 1/1, sacked it after blocks to my Hideous Conversion. His Mountain God would be considered blocked, but it would deal no damage to anything because my creature would be removed from combat after the damage, before the damage step. It's a little trick. It's a good trick to know. To run it by you one more time, he swings for 6. We block, sack our creature to the Hideous Conversion after blocks, but before damage is dealt. Hideous Conversion resolves. We gain a mana. Our creature dies. Then damage is dealt. Our guy's off the board. Can't deal damage. His guy has no one to deal damage to, but it's blocked. So it just deals no damage, and the life drain has nothing to hit off of. We won that game. I'm going to do another couple of these, and we'll see you back.